Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey of the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. This is Friday, and we're about to have a wonderful time because our Supreme Court finally fucking fixed a problem that should have been taken care of years ago, decades ago. And we'll get into that in just a minute. Before we get there, though, guys, I got a very, very kind tip offline. Gilbert, who sent in $100, thank you so very much. As much as the money, this is my job. I appreciate it. Thank you. But what you said is very kind. He said, you have a knack for making your co-hosts, Scribe, Polydub, Dax, and Jack, more entertaining. In that way, you were as gracious a host as Johnny Carson. Thanks for the entertainment. You have my permission to say my name and amount on stream. Dude, thank you so very much. That is so kind. So very kind. My favorite compliment that I get about doing this, Prospero has made the Johnny Carson reference before, and I really do appreciate that. I just try to make the show entertaining, whether it's me alone or somebody else with me. I just try to make you guys laugh or think or that you have a good time on the couple of hours we're together every day. So thank you very much for that. Very, very kind. All right. I guess we should just jump into it. I should also tell you, Jack's probably not going to be here tonight, guys. He's got things that he's doing. He may be able to make it near the end of the show, but for those of you holding out for Jack, you just want to watch another show. Don't worry, I miss him too. But here we go. So big news. The court, it's June. They're coming down to the end of their calendar. They're giving us all the final things. And one of their rulings came out today regarding the affirmative action case that was about Harvard and North Carolina, UNC or North Carolina State. I forget which. And either way, it doesn't matter because it's fucking awesome. We've talked about the Harvard case many times. The response from Ketanji Brown Jackson seemed to be, but that's not fair. It kind of was. So we've talked about this. The funny thing about this case is very few people are talking about the actual particulars of the case. The people involved here, this was not white people suing because black people get stuff. It's not. It's because an even smaller minority than black people was getting screwed over by affirmative action. Harvard was purposefully not bringing in Asians so that they could bring in more black people. And the Asians were like, this is fucked up. You shouldn't be able to do this. And a federal court said, of course they can do this. And then an appellate court said, of course they could do this. And then the Supreme Court said, wait a minute. Wait just a moment. One moment. We need to talk about this. This is bullshit. It shouldn't be happening. And it can't happen anymore, except at military institutions. I don't know why they made that exception. I have not read the full decision. I've been very busy today, and I haven't had a chance to read the full thing. I will, but for some reason they left an exception for military colleges. Okay. Gutenberg, thank you. The whites. And Tall Person, thank you. Happy International Asteroid Day. I love the irony that affirmative action was ended while there is an affirmative action member on the Supreme Court. Well, this is one of the things that who was it? Michael Eric Dyson. Did you guys see his comment about this? Oh my God. For those of you who don't know, Justice Thomas, he got into Yale because of affirmative action. It's not a question. Even he says it. Yes, it was an affirmative action thing getting him into Yale. But ask him what he thinks about that. Ask him what he thinks about that. What did he say? He said he took a 15-cent sticker off of a book and put it on his Yale diploma on the picture frame that it's in to remind him how fucking worthless it was. That's how much he thinks of it, because when he comes out of Yale, everybody knowing he's an affirmative action candidate, it doesn't matter how well he did. He couldn't find a fucking job. couldn't find a fucking job. Wait, really? Yes, true story, tall person. It's an absolutely true story. Okay, at least it's a story that Thomas has told about his Yale degree. But again, it's because people saw, oh, you got in there because you're black. Obviously, you didn't earn it. So why would we hire you? We're going to hire the guy that earned it. This is what I've talked about with affirmative action before. It's demeaning to the person you do it to. And even if you get in there and do the absolute very, very best that you can, there's going to be people who look at you. Oh, you only got that because you're black. You only got that because you're a woman. And soon, you only got that because you're LGBTQISTUV WXLMLP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the only reason you got it. You didn't deserve it. But Michael Eric Dyson, who is a cocksucker, I'll just be honest with you, he had this to say. Oh, what a dick. This is the face of a man who climbed the ladder of affirmative action to his present perch of power, only to help destroy the very ladder on which he ascended. This is not only the mark of deep ingratitude and disavowal of history, but a withering betrayal of justice and democracy. The fuck are you talking about? This is this is deep ingratitude. Well, who made affirmative action happen? Who made it happen? Was it black people? No. They don't have the numbers to make it happen. Was it Asians? They don't have the numbers either. What about Eskimos? No, wasn't them either. Who was it that made it? Oh, yeah, it was Whitey. How dare you be ingrateful to Whitey who gave you this? How dare you? You owe Whitey. Thank you, tall person. Also, did you hear about Mayor Adams? Oh, I saw Mayor Adams and his response to rent increase. Even the Young Turks are calling him out on it. I watched the video. If we get time, we'll watch it later tonight. This thing from Michael Eric Dyson. This is the kind of shit that was going around today. It was amazing how mask off Democrats went. By the way, Michael Eric Dyson, that's a black man. That's a black man saying you need to be grateful to Whitey. Hey. Whitey did this for you. How dare you? How dare you turn your back? How dare you not be appreciative of what Honky did for you? It's fucking amazing. But it is amazing how many Democrats went full mask off and just went straight up racist. Shit that you would expect Nick Fuentes to say. One of them I thought was sarcastic. I really did until I read the person's page. So let me find that one. I know it was. I know where I can get to it real quick. I didn't bring it up before the show. I probably should have prepared a little bit more for the show, but I know where most of this shit is. Let's see. I know it was sent to me here. There we go. It's nice to remember where things were sent to you from. So this chick is a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat. There's no hint of any irony or sarcasm on her page. And she said this. Today's Supreme Court decision is a direct attack on black people. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system, which is exactly why affirmative action-based programs were needed. Today's decision is a travesty. 7,300 people like this tweet. How many people follow this ignorant bitch? 129,000. She's a proud Democrat, former field organizer to elect Joe Biden. She's a volunteer for the Obama thing. And in case you were wondering, it's she, her. This is our racist friend right here. Little white lady. Little white lady. It's always got to be a little white lady, don't it? Black people, no black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system. You black people getting this? Y'all understanding? Without Whitey, you're not going to get ahead. How many times do I got to tell you guys, this is the exact same bullshit that slave owners pulled. It is literally the same shit. It's you won't survive without massa. We can't let them out there because they can't take care of themselves. They need massa to take care of them. Pumpkin Trucker, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. That's very, very kind of you. Those are going out to Libra, Spoonie, Legit, and Cliff Mall. I think I'm saying that. Cliffy Mall. I'm not sure how to say that. Thank you so very much. No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system. She put that out there. It's still out there. This was posted 12 hours ago. 12 hours ago. This ignorant bitch posted this. And it's still up. And 7,000 people are like, yes. This is literally the kind of shit you expect from a racist. If Nick Fuentes said that, no black person can be able to succeed in the merit system, everybody would rightfully call him a fucking racist. No, you black people, you just can't do it. And there's even worse ones than that. There's one that actually argues that black people simply cannot. And this was not one that was put out for the world. Somebody got it from their aunt. They're like, black people, they try, but they're equal, but they're just not equal. They can't get it. As much as they, and they thought this was a good argument. Like, no, that's racist. Anyway, thank you, Frosted Glass. The last time Democrats got this upset about the SCOTUS striking down racial discrimination in schools, George Wallace was blocking the door to a school. The more things change, indeed. And thank you, Shio. Saw this on a tweet machine and was stunned. Racism is unacceptable towards anybody, regardless of whether they're. I'm not saying those. Yeah. You can't read the rest of it. I didn't want to either. Yes, what's that? I didn't want to either. No, I hear you. Racism is wrong. I will never support racism. Never have, never will. I get accused of it a lot, which is kind of fucking weird, especially because it comes from people like this. The truth of the matter is that the last systemic racism we have, they talk about systemic racism, all the systemic racism. The last system-based racism that we have that is codified even in our laws is affirmative action. And now it only exists in military academies. We finally got rid of it for the country at large. Can't do it. They stopped doing it with businesses and stuff a while ago, but in education, you still got to do it because reasons. We're not racist. We don't think black people are too stupid to get into school. You're racist if you question us for this. Isn't that the greatest part of this? If you question this, you're the racist. Like, wait. If I question you basing something based on race, I'm the racist? How the fuck does that work? Elizabeth Warren had one of my favorite tweets on this today. This fucking idiot. I don't know how this person is in Congress. Well, yeah, I do, because all you got to do is be in the right district and you can get voted in, whether Republican or Democrat. An extremist Supreme Court has one, those fucking guys who got rid of racism. An extremist Supreme Court has once again reversed decades of settled law, rolled back the march towards racial justice, and narrowed educational opportunity for all. Hold on to that. We're coming back. I won't stop fighting for young people with big dreams who deserve an equal chance to pursue their future. Wow. All right, let's talk about that. Decades of settled law. Democrats, I'm tired of hearing this shit. I am fucking tired of hearing this, okay? It being settled law doesn't make it good law, okay? Yes, exactly, Evolve. Slavery was settled law. Segregation was settled law. We've had tons of settled law before that wasn't good. And then we fix it. You guys, you think that's an argument. And you know what? Precedent does have a place. It does, and it's used a lot. But when it comes to overturning laws, when it gets overturned, saying, hey, it hasn't been overturned for a while, isn't a fucking argument. I'm sorry. No. Democrats supported those too. Well, Frosted, you're not wrong. She goes on to say, it's narrowed educational opportunity for all. Really? So the Asians who are now going to get a fair shake in Harvard and North Carolina and across the country, this narrowed their chances? Wait a minute. If they were being excluded because of their race, I feel like this has broadened their chances. It was narrowed before. And then that part there, young people who deserve an equal chance to pursue their future. Okay. Everybody's on a level playing field now. Everybody. That's an equal chance, you silly bitch. How do you not get that? How do you not get that not determining things by race makes it an equal chance? Because remember, guys, they don't talk about equal very often anymore. I'm actually surprised she didn't say an equitable chance, because they've moved on to equity, right? It's not equal anymore. No. We need equity, because real equality is equality of opportunity. Everybody can have a chance at this. Everybody, if you put in the work, you can achieve. But too many people aren't achieving. So instead of just admitting that we have a problem with either the socialization or the education system, or something that's holding these kids back and not allowing them to get ahead in life, nah, it's because they're black. They just ain't smart enough, I guess. They're just a bell curve, you know. How do you guys not get that this is the racist shit? How do you not get it? Anyhow, good for the Supreme Court. This was the right call. Anyhow, there's a couple more people I wanted to talk about. Do I want to talk about Brian Krasenstein? What a fucking little bitch he is. No, I want to talk about Bobby Kennedy Jr. We'll talk about him a little bit later on, but Mr. Kennedy, he had a comment on this, and I'm bringing it up because I've been telling you guys that this guy, he's still a lefty, okay? You might like some of the things he says, and that's great, but please pay attention to the fact that he's still just a fucking lefty. Regarding the Supreme Court banning affirmative action in higher ed, I know many Americans feel that purely race-based decisions are unfair. However, this feeling misses important context. If you believe that basing things on race is unfair, you just don't understand. You just don't get it. The effects of racist policies going back centuries are now self-perpetuating. Hold that fucking thought. We'll come back to it. Affirmative action understands this and uses race-based policies to undo the effects of racist policies. Literally fighting racism with racism. Colorblind admissions tend to favor those who are already in the circles of privilege. It favors those who grew up in affluent, educated households. Wouldn't you like to invite in those who have been left out in the cold? Don't you want to, that dumb Negro over there, don't you want to bring him in? Yeah, he's dumb, but he's black. You don't want that intelligent Asian over there, do you? You got plenty of intelligent Asians. Get the dumb Negro. Do you even listen to what you're fucking saying? Oh, it's not his fault he's dumb. That's historic oppression. Really? Then explain the 70s and 80s when black people were coming up and everything was rising until you fucking SJW PC pigs got involved. Toasted, thank you. Random, but did you see John Doyle video at HBCU? I did not. You guys, you do know that that's true, right? In the 70s and 80s, test scores for black kids were coming up. Black families were doing really well. They were getting on par with white people. There was still a little ways to go, but they were getting there. And then what happens? Then what happens? Oh, wait, that's a longer one. I want to make sure I can read the whole thing without interruption. Thank you, Frosted Glass. As I pointed out on Twitter, I love how Democrats mock the good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun argument when affirmative action is just a bad guy with a racism being stopped with a good guy with a racism. You know, you're not wrong about that. That is a very excellent point, sir. Very excellent point. In the mid to late 80s, they start this political correct bullshit. And they start this notion that the only thing that matters is your race. That's what it was. The color of your skin. You should be able to look at somebody's skin color and understand that they've been through some shit. Doesn't matter how privileged they are. No, they're black. That guy at Mizzou, the one who started their whole little riot thing down there. Do you remember him? One of the richest kids in the country. His dad's a multimillionaire. Oh, but he's so oppressed. He's so oppressed. Yeah, you know oppression. You went to school in a hood. Fucking asshole. Jaden Smith is clearly suffering. Indeed, just a horrible life. Horrible life. You would not, if you're white, you would never want to trade your life for that privileged life. Did you notice how I put colorblind in parentheses? I'm still a fan of Dr. King's speech that he gave up there at the reflecting pool. I'm still a fan of I have a dream. I have a dream of one day my children being judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. That's colorblindness. Yes, I can still clearly see you're black. I can clearly see you're Asian. I can clearly see you're whiter than me, which I don't even understand how it's genetically possible. However, the idea of colorblindness is not that I can't actually see your skin color, because that's retarded. And that's where they take it to a retarded argument. The idea of colorblindness is I don't care what color you are. I will treat you the same regardless. And they're like, nobody can do that. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Just treat people like people. You guys, are you having trouble treating black people like white people? Let me help you out. Just pretend they've been in a tanning booth for too long. There you go. Because literally the difference is the skin color, you fucking assholes. Warren is genetically whiter than you. That's actually true, genetically. But physically, I am a white motherfucker. They have a problem with ending racism. They talk about systemic racism all the time. You would think they would be happy that some of it ended. But nope. Nope. It's that extreme court. That extreme court. Where's our president? I want to talk. And actually, I don't even want to talk about the president. I want to talk about the question before the president. So he was on, I think, what is this? MSNBC, I think. What does that say? I should zoom in and tell you. Yeah, MSNBC. Now, I guess Biden's answer is important. But listen to this question. Listen to the question this bitch asks.
You worry that without court reform, this conservative majority is too young and too conservative, that they might do too much harm?
Did you hear that? Do you worry that this conservative majority is too young and will be there for too long, that they will do too much harm? This is a news person. This is a news person asking. That is such a one-sided question. Such a one-sided question. Yes, softball JMK, sure, for him. But listen to what the narrative is there. Listen to the narrative. What they're doing is harmful. Not, do you think that they will push it too far right? You know what I mean? At least that would be a decent enough question. It's still kind of showing your bias, but at least she actually called it harm. Yeah, show me your bias, lady. Just put it all out there for everyone to see. Her framing is showing her bias. Absolutely. She called it fucking harm. All right. Here we go.
Well, I think they may do too much harm. But I think if we start the process of trying to expand the court, we're going to politicize it maybe forever.
You guys have already politicized it forever. You politicized it forever because you hated Trump and he got 3 picks. You guys weren't expecting that old biddy to die, which I don't understand why. I was shocked she was still alive. She probably should have died a decade earlier. She definitely should have been off the court at least 2 years earlier. We're like, oh my God, how did he's packing the court? One, he's not really packing the court. I mean, you could claim it's packing the court because he just put conservatives on there. But when people talk about packing the court, that's not what you're talking about. You're actually talking about adding more justices until the Democrats have more than the Republicans. So at this point, depending on what measure you take, you're talking about adding at least 4 more justices, at least 4, so that the liberals can always have their way. And then what happens when the next Republican gets in there? Oh, they got to increase it by 4 to get the balance back on their side. And so in a matter of 8 years, we go from 9 justices to 17. At least. Dems want to expand the court again to get their way. Yes, absolutely. There were people mad at Joe Biden for what he says here.
In a way that is not healthy.
That you can't get back.
That you can't get back. And I think, look, maybe it's just the optimist in me. I think that some of the court are beginning to realize their legitimacy is being questioned.
I want to roll that back. I don't know how well you're seeing this. I'm going to pause it at the time, though.
I think that
watch this.
Some of the court are beginning to realize.
Look at him staring into the camera, rubbing his fucking palms together. I think some of them are beginning to realize. Poker, thank you so much. Who says, "Oi, what's up, man? How you doing?" Rubbing his hand together. I think some of you are beginning to realize. Y'all might want to get your own private security. I can't be the only one who thinks that's creepy as fuck. I can't be the only one who looks at that and goes, is he threatening the court? Yeah, guys, you're beginning to have your legitimacy questioned. I wouldn't do that if I were staring straight into the camera. Yes, Mr. Burns, yes, absolutely. This is evil villain shit right here. I think you understand what you've done wrong, don't you? You get it, right? Don't fuck up again.
Yes, their legitimacy is being questioned.
He's having a conversation with this woman, but for that part, he looks straight into the camera. I think they understand. Maybe I am making too much of this. Maybe that's the truth. But no, reading that body language, that's a fucking threat. What a douchebag, man. Anyway,
in ways that hadn't been questioned in the past. And I think there's
Yeah, their legitimacy is being questioned in ways that it hasn't been in the past because you guys got your fucking panties in a wad about them making good decisions, legal decisions, one that actually follow the fucking law. And you've been on a tirade ever since. Actually, even before any of those decisions were made, going all the way back to Kavanaugh even being put up for nomination about how the court sucks. So what you guys have been doing. Fucking Amy Coney Barrett, during hers, you had people dressing up like those weird, what are they? Not Stepford wives, the handmaidens. Oh, she's a handmaid. Nothing. You guys never said anything like that about her before, but suddenly, oh, she can't be trusted. She's a Christian, you know. You know who else is a Christian, or at least claims to be? That fucking piece of shit on the screen right there. And not the monkey, the other one. These fucking pieces of shit, man. Oh my God. They have made, it's the same thing that happened with COVID. With COVID, they're like, oh, you guys it's so political now. Who did it? The Democrats did. Who's out there talking shit about the court and saying they need to pack it and that they're doing all this shit wrong because they're actually making decisions based on the law? If you're going strictly on the law, affirmative action should be absolutely illegal because you're not allowed to base things on race, sex, religion. Did you catch the race part of that? It's illegal, but they decided it could be done for a while, you know, because 150 some odd years ago, 170, whatever it is at this point, years ago, there were slaves, and then in the 60s there was civil rights. And even though that's 60 years past, nothing has changed. So, yeah, we got to be racist. To be fair, he claims to be Catholic, which at least is a little bit different. If you're going by, how do I put this? If you're going by the traditions and the pageantry and all that, I would say the Catholics are a little bit worse, actually. You ever been to a fucking Catholic funeral? It'll make you want to die. Anyhow.
There's a concern on some, maybe even the Chief Justice, that maybe we better.
Well, in the independent legislature's decision, it looks like maybe Roberts had that in mind.
I don't know.
I don't either, but you could. The optimist could hope so, right?
Let's hear that again.
I think there's a concern on some, maybe even the Chief Justice, that maybe.
You're being called someone who watches Fox all day? When the fuck do I watch Fox? What idiot said that? Look, the only time I watch Fox is if clips come up that need to be discussed on the show. I watch more CNN than anything else, and I only watch CNN for clips that come up on the show. So talk all you want to, but you're wrong. And you can go through the show's history and see that.
Maybe we better.
Well, in the independent legislature's decision, it looks like maybe Roberts had that in mind.
I don't know.
I don't either.
Maybe independent legislatures is what Roberts had in mind. It wouldn't matter. This wasn't turned over to the states. This ends affirmative action, basically. You can't do it. Maybe. I don't know what he means. Oh, me neither, but you can hope. That's her. Oh, I didn't play that part again. Wait.
But you could. The optimist could hope so, right?
The optimist could hope so. Because we ended racism, and we got to find a way to get it back. And hopefully the state legislatures can figure out a way to still be racist. God damn. Fuck me. Anyway, yeah, fuck this bitch. Fuck him. Like I said, I was more interested in her than him in this clip just because how biased she is. How just utterly biased. I guess. I mean, look, I'm not against biased programming, right? If you have somebody up there who's clearly a commentator, cool. But if you have somebody up there that you're claiming is one of your journalists or as a news person, bullshit. Just bullshit. I don't have a problem with Rachel Maddow's show. I have a problem with stupid shit she says on it, but they're not trying to hide what it is. They're not trying to pretend it's news. Is Rachel even still on? I know she walked away for a while and then they brought her back because nobody would watch the shit when she wasn't on. Anyhow, but just as same with Hannity or Tucker or any of these guys, Don Lemon, any of these people who are at least honest about it not being news. Although Don Lemon did try to pretend he was news, so fuck that guy. But you know what I mean? As long as I know that this is commentary, fine. But so many of them try to pretend, no, we're news. Fuck you. Dark Resurrect, thank you. Coming through that feminist $12. Speaking of Catholic, I got in trouble. Some person I work with said they go to a Catholic church that is, and I quote, pro-BLM, LGBTQ plus, Ukraine, and immigration. I looked at them and said, that's not a church. It's a cult coven. You're not wrong. How you got a Catholic church that's pro-LGBTQ? Look, I'm not saying they should be anti, but their book tells them not to be pro-LGBT. You'd still be friends with LGBT people. Jesus, sat with prostitutes and governors. Horrible people. But yeah, you don't judge them, but you also don't approve of their lifestyle. Jesus wasn't pro-hooker because he, sat with the prostitutes. He wasn't like, I love the whores. I think that's in Matthew book 12. I don't know. This is something that I hear way too often, and they're like, no, because Jesus, he was with the whores. Yeah, but he wasn't, he wasn't cavorting with them. Hi, King Fenor. Thank you so much. Monk, the Rockies are doing it again. Go check the score. Shit. I don't have Jack here to look it up, so hang on. Rockies. Oh my God, it's 14-3 in the seventh. Wasn't it the Dodgers who did it to him last time? Jesus, man. 17 hits. 14 runs on 17 hits. God bless. Wow. Thank you for the donation. Yeah. Wow. Hate the sin, love the sinner. Yes. Love the sinner, but that doesn't mean you approve of their sins. Anyhow, let's get back. We're not quite done with affirmative action yet today because God bless, there was a lot of it. We did Robert Kennedy. Who was this one? No, it's the New York Times basically calling black people stupid. Actually, that might be the end of our affirmative action for tonight. I just want to say the court finally got this one right. It wasn't that long ago that affirmative action was before. Oh, yeah. There is one more from my neck of the woods. I'm not in her district, but she's from Michigan. Rashida Tlaib wrote a post about affirmative action and how it shouldn't be stopped. And she got a bunch of shit for it, of course. And she said this: all the racists showing up strong after I defended affirmative action. You all are just proving my point. Okay. People coming out against affirmative action are the racists. It's literally a racist policy. Literally a racist policy. But yeah, so that's where we'll end with I know AOC said some shit. Everybody was talking about this. And all of them on the Democratic liberal side just want you to know that they think black people should be put above Asians who are a much smaller minority than them. Black people make up about 12% of the population, if I remember correctly. Asians are about 6%. So they're half the number. And they're the ones. This isn't hurting white people. That program wasn't hurting whites. It was hurting Asians. You fucking assholes. Black Hebrew Israelite, thank you so much. Oh no, the Supreme Court ended the systemic racism in college admission. that was mostly used by white women to pretend to be Indian or trans. During the Bush administration, the court said they would revisit the issue in the future. Here we are. That's right. Yeah, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that long ago that they reaffirmed that, look, we know it's racist, but we're gonna still allow it, which kind of sucks, right? We had a court that said, yeah, this is racist, but we're going to allow it. It was hurting white people too. White people had to do better in schools. This specific case, the Harvard case, not white people at all. That's what you will not hear them talk about this. You will not hear them talk about the plaintiffs in this case because they weren't white. The whole thing was Asians were being kept out of Harvard. That's what this all started over. And they're like, we have to keep the smaller minority out. What they were doing at Harvard was they weren't doing it. They were kind of sly about it, right? Because, okay, you got good grades, you did all of the extracurriculars. Let's have an interview. And they decided that Asians weren't friendly enough. I wish I was making this up. That they weren't friendly enough, so that was enough reason to keep them out and let a black person have their spot instead. One of them dumb Negroes that Whitey has to help. For anybody who's new to the show, I don't think black people are dumb. I've argued against stupid shit like the bell curve or whatever it's called, their race realism nonsense. I'm just pointing out that that's how they're treating black people. They really are. Black people, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about a basically a third of the country at least saying you are too goddamn dumb to get into college by yourself? Does that anger you at all? I would be pissed. But anyway, so here we go. Let's move along to some other nonsense because what a day it's been. All right, now there's a lot of affirmative action stuff in here, but this is one of my favorites. Let me bring the picture on the screen first because I want to give you guys the picture that's being responded to first. This is it. It's a picture from Libs of TikTok. It says a 12-year-old drag queen performs hypersexual dances. Another drag queen throws cash tips at him at a pride event in Manitou Springs, Colorado. This is from Libs of TikTok. They're pointing out that there's a 12-year-old getting cash for dancing sexually. And I don't know if you can tell, but like right here, they had to, this is blurred out on this picture. Somebody blurred it out. I'm not sure who. Ed Krasenstein this time had something to say. His brother Brian put his dick in his mouth the last few days. So Ed's like, wait, I'm stupid too. And he says this. I get it that people want to expose adults who take advantage of 12-year-old drag queens who dance in a sexual manner. I agree that it's disgusting. I also think it's wrong to post a video of 12-year-old drag queen dancing in a sexual manner. If you really care about exploitation, sexualization of children, stop posting full, uncensored videos of this crap on Twitter, where hundreds of thousands of people watch the very content you claim constitutes grooming. In my opinion, you are only groomers yourself if you spread this disgusting stuff. Libs of TikTok should be ashamed. Thank you, Snubber. Late power outages made my day hell. Did I miss you covering the ruling, particularly Kanji Brown's dissent? I didn't go into the dissent or the opinion because I haven't read them. I read bits and pieces about what they said. It was weird because Jackson Brown Brown Jackson, sorry, kind of went after Clarence Thomas, and Clarence Thomas kind of responded to her being like, bitch, please. I'm paraphrasing, But yeah, I didn't actually go over what was read. But anyway, I want to get to this. This is Ed Krasenstein pulling basically what his brother did. They haven't been able to take out libs of TikTok any other way. So their new strategy is, hey, if libs of TikTok post something exposing this shit, they're wrong for posting it exposing this shit. Not because exposing this shit would be wrong, because of course I disagree with it, but because it perpetuates it, you see. That's their argument, that libs of TikTok, by exposing this shit, is perpetuating it. That's fucking retarded. Like clinically. That's like, you should be in a padded room to make sure you never hurt yourself, retarded. Yeah, you see, if you expose this shit, people will see it, and that's you spreading it. But it was already on Twitter. Yeah, but understand. Shh. We don't talk about that. See, libs of TikTok. There's basically a bounty on libs of TikTok's head. Not a real one. There may be. I don't know. But everybody wants to be the one that knocks her out. Everyone wants to be the one because she has been ridiculously effective. And everything they've thrown at her, even doxing her, hasn't stopped her. And they're like, we're going to get this bitch. And this is their new attempt. Their new attempt is to suggest the stuff she's exposing is actually her perpetuating. Yeah. They're that goddamn dumb. Anyhow, sorry to hear you say you live in my state of Michigan. Go move to your Nazi homeland in Florida. Your hate isn't welcome here. Well, cocksucker, I'm actually from California originally. Can I go there instead? It's not that I have anything against Florida. It's just swampy down there. And having grown up in Virginia, I'm not real sure I want to go back to a swampy land. I'd rather go back to my desert home. Would that be okay? Go hang out with my Mexican friends? I know you've never met anybody of color, so that probably would scare the shit out of you, but could I go there instead? No? All right. I'm going to hang out here and you can go fuck yourself. All right. Let's see what we have next on the docket. Oh, Planned Parenthood. Oh my good God. These fucking baby killing motherfuckers. This is a billboard from them. Virginity is a social construct. The idea of virginity comes from outdated, let's be real, patriarchal ways of thinking that hurts everyone. What now? What? Actually, virginity is a real thing, especially when it comes to women. There's a hymen there. Now, yes, the hymen can be broken in other ways besides just sex, but typically that's how it's broken for women. You can say it doesn't mean anything. It's a meaningless milestone to lose your virginity. And that's kind of what they're saying here. Look, being a virgin, that's no big deal. It's just those damn men trying to keep you down. Men who are virgins and get treated like shit for it, pay no attention to that because it's all patriarchy. Hey, look, Planned Parenthood's having a problem. Abortions are down, and that hurts their bottom line because they are a for-profit company when it comes to abortions. The more abortions that they pass through their little place, the more babies they out in the Hoover, the more money they get. So the more promiscuous people are, the more chance there is to kill one of them babies. So, yeah. All right. I just love that this is where they're going. This is Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood out there like, your virginity doesn't matter. Be a hoe. Planned Parenthood, South Park made the joke, but many people made the joke before them. They should have been called Unplanned Parenthood because the whole purpose is you screwed up. We're going to just suck it out. Oh, no, they do mammograms once in a while, monkey. Yeah, but not as many as they kill babies. If they were really about family planning, I wouldn't be against them. I mean, I'd still be against the abortion stuff, but that's not what they are. They're just a liberal group pushing stupid liberal shit. In up to and including now, be promiscuous so you can have babies we can kill. We need the money. We need that money. It's really disgusting when you pay attention to the medical world and how much shit they do for money. I'm not against doctors and hospitals making money. That's not my problem. My problem is the disgusting ways they do it. Like this. Like telling young girls, hey, that virginity, it does not matter. Give it to anybody. And please don't use a condom when you do it. Then you can come see us and we can vacuum that out. Be about $500 every time you come in. We got a punch card. After 10, we're going to give you a nice baby-shaped balloon to take back to your room so you can remember them all. It's the same stuff with the trans thing. They're pushing all this shit. And why? For money. It's not because they actually care. Margaret Sanger wrote loving letters to Adolf. She started Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist. She believed in eugenics. And she believed that we needed to call black people. There's a reason Planned Parenthood is in black neighborhoods almost everywhere it's at. It's not because of the cheaper housing or the cheaper rent. It's not. It's because it was specifically designed to get rid of black people. And New York City, aborting more black babies than are being born. Oh, no, it's not racist. Her eugenics stuff, she went back on that. And I mean, she still hated the Negroes, but it's not really about, stop saying that you're racist. No, you guys are. You guys support a racist policy. Planned Parenthood is a racist group. They have been since their beginning. That's all it was. It wasn't about women's bodies. It wasn't about women's health. It was about getting rid of black people. She didn't use the word Negroes, Monk. I mean, I was paraphrasing understatement. Monkey still perpetuate the Margaret Sanger fallacy. It's not a fallacy. It's true. It's absolutely true. She was eugenicist. She wanted to get rid. She thought black people were inferior and we need to get rid of them. Where am I getting it wrong? I'm just asking. You have 7 passes left. I said Negro. That's allowed to be said. I didn't drop the hard R or the A. I'm well within my white people rights. Oh, Christ. Let's see. No, we already covered Michael Eric Dyson. This one is concerning. And I didn't dive deep into it. I'm going to throw it into chat for you guys to read. This is a NATO pamphlet, booklet. I don't fucking know. Comes from NATO. And they want to, they basically want to censor us. Not just enemies of the state, but allies of the state who might be spreading disinformation. And why? To protect political center of gravity. You'll have to read through this, and I think it's in the 3rd or 4th tweet down. That's actually what it says. To protect political center of gravity. NATO spying on you in your own country. The United States, as a part of NATO, spying on you because you said the wrong thing on Twitter. Yeah. Anyhow. Oh, I didn't put that on the screen. Yeah, I'm not reading it all anyway. So the link is in your chat if you want to check that one out. God, I fucking hate people. I really fucking hate people. What's up next? No, we already did that one. Did those. There's the Biden one. Man, there's so many Biden ones today. So many of the Supreme Court ones too. That's most of my day. Well, let's go back to the Krasensteins. This is wonderful. Brian, seriously, you've got to stop using Chat GPT to write your fucking posts, man. You're such a dumbass. It says, if you could only see tweets from 3 accounts for the rest of your lives, who would they be? I know you will say Elon Musk and Ed Krasenstein, that's his dumbass brother, and me, but let's come up with 3 others to make it less repetitive. The best and most thoughtful answers will get an all expenses paid trip into my followers tally at 520,000 plus. Now, why am I bringing this up? Mostly just to rag on this asshole. Brian Krasenstein and his brother were kicked off Twitter for buying followers and engagement. I just think if you're going to do something like this, you need to let your fans, all 8 of the real ones, know that what you're offering them is to join a bunch of bots. I'm just saying. Summer, thank you. As a college employee, I have no hope this ruling is anything. They will just milk something else. Well, you know what they're going to do? They're just going to pretend they're just going to take it off the paperwork and still do it. But at least it's not written into the rules anymore, right? I understand that it's probably not going to change anything, but at least it's not legal anymore. So I hear you. All righty. That pretty much wraps up what I brought. I thought I had another video. I have to check a couple of things because people send me stuff all day and I forget to respond. No, not that one. No, not that one. Okay. Yeah, that's the end of my day. That doesn't mean we're done talking, though. We got, an hour left? Yeah, we got an hour left. So, ladies and gentlemen, and they can be sued for it now. Yes, they can absolutely be sued for it. And at least it gives people the opportunity, right? Where's Jack? Jack is busy. I know where he's at. I'm not going to say because it's not my place to say. It's not like he's with a whore or anything. He's busy, and I just don't want to tell other people his business. I had a good day, except, oh my God, I woke up this morning, right? And actually, I didn't even wake up. I left my room. Lady Monkey woke up. And we go out into the hallway, and the kitty is scared. That storm that rolled through, for those of you who are watching the show, at the end of the show, a storm starts rolling into Michigan last night. And it got really bad and scared the shit out of poor Miss Phoebe. It took hours to calm her down, and going to bed with Dad. She came in and she laid on my chest and she laid right beside me, which she never does. And then when I fell asleep, she fell asleep on the end of the bed, which she hasn't been doing for months. And it just occurred to me that I'm her protector. I'm like, of all the ones who could protect you, you choose the crippled one. And then I thought about it. I'm like, I am the tallest person in the house, and there was an electrical storm out there. Maybe she thinks I'd just make a good lightning rod. She's calmed down since then. She's been better since she woke up. But, oh, man, I didn't even think that storm was that bad, but it scared the poor shit out of that girl. I'm wondering if maybe she was like in the window watching outside when one of the big booms came. Then today, we had massive storms all day here. And I'm looking at the weather app, and it tells me, okay, this storm, you're going to have a storm for about half an hour, maybe an hour, from 4:30 to 6. And then I look at it and it says, nah, it's going to miss you guys completely. And then out of nowhere, it just starts pouring. Like, you guys ever seen, not Raiders, Romancing the Stone? When they're in Colombian jungle and it just starts pouring ass rain. That's what it looked like, with hail, quarter-sized hail falling out of the sky, beating on my car. And it just comes out of nowhere. So I open my weather app again, and suddenly just my city, like the gods went, fuck this city. At a half-hour horrible thunderstorm, possible tornadoes. Luckily, we didn't get any tornadoes. But that shit kept coming and going all day. It finally ended right before we did the game stream over on SCOTUS channel. Man, it was beautiful and not much lightning. So it's just this beautiful rain pouring down. I think rain is nice. Rain is nice. That is gay. I like rain. But it was soothing, right? Just not to the poor cat. Just not to the poor kitty cat. She's sending you out first. That's what I'm thinking, Nuts. I think she's like, he's the big one. Lightning will strike him. I'm going to stay near him, but not touch him. Do you imagine female undertakers ever look at a dead man's genitals and think, holy shit? Oh, I'm positive. Absolutely. I'm sure the male ones do it to, female corpse. Like, look at them boobs. God bless. Yeah. She just knows if the thunder monster gets in, she doesn't have to run in, just you. Yeah. The real thing is I'm her daddy. I was the first one who ever held her. I was the first one to snuggle her. I think she imprinted on me. So no matter how much she's lovey to everyone else, I still come first. My nephew had a baby today. I'm getting so damn old. I helped teach that boy how to walk. Oh my God, now he's having kids. You guys get like that? Just suddenly something will hit you out of nowhere and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. Trusting cats will be your downfall. Probably understatement, but it'll be a cute downfall. Donald Camp, thank you for the feminist, $12. Hey, Monk, 12 years ago today, my family was blessed with my nephew, Brody. Brody the boy, can you give him another birthday song and let him know Uncle loves him? Brody, this is from your Uncle Donald. He loves you very much. And this is for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brody the boy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you have a good one. 12. Oh, you're getting so close to your teens. Oh, I remember being your age and how much I wanted to be a teenager. I thought that would make me so cool. And then I turned 13 and it didn't feel any difference. But it's a fun age. Enjoy it, my friend. Enjoy it. Any adult worth their salt will tell you, enjoy it. Just enjoy the ride. Don't try to become an adult. Make sure you get smarter, do your schoolwork and all that. But enjoy being young while you can. Look, life is still fun when you're an adult. You see a bunch of adults whining about it. Oh my God, I hate being an adult. They just don't remember how to have fun. You'll always be able to have fun. But right now, you get to have more fun than you ever will again. So enjoy it. Have fun with it. And happy birthday. All right. I want to talk about Donald Trump versus Ron DeSantis. Because I saw several fucking arguments today because Laura fucking Loomer. Jesus Christ. There's an account out there that they think belongs to some guy named Brian Griffin, and he's tweeting shit that they don't like, and him and Laura Loomer got into it. So she's made a crusade to kill this guy, and it's not technically kill the guy, but you gotta get him. I don't care about all that. I really don't. Other than the fact it's still funny that people follow Laura Loomer when she's fucking retarded. Jack, did I send you I don't think I sent you the thing tonight because you weren't sure you were going to make it. Let me toss that over to you, my friend. Nope, I absolutely did not. There we go. If you want to join, as always, you're welcome, my friend, because the show is always more fun when you're here. All right. What I do care about in this argument. Well, let's wait and see if Jack shows up, and we'll say hi to him, and then we'll get back to the DeSantis versus Trump thing. Instead, I will sing to you. Goodbye, Norma Jean. Though I never. No, I'm not going to sing that. Fuck it. That song's in my head because Mike Harlow, remember when he was on the show? He was tweeting about, why do I keep seeing the Krasensteins everywhere? And I linked him the song that I made about them. Oh, I love that song. It's absolutely horrible, but it's fucking wonderful at the same time. One of my proudest things ever on the internet. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Did Jack say if he was coming or not? I didn't see. Jack, if you don't want to, that's cool, man. Just hang out in the chat and that's good. Like a rhinestone cowboy. Fuck, I know the lyrics to that. I just can't think of it. I had the beat down right. That was a very big song when I was a kid. In a star-spangled rodeo. That's all I remember. I don't remember the middle part. So, all right. What I do care about in this whole War Loomer nonsense, again, other than the fact that can't believe anybody's following that retard around. This is the woman who thought, oh my God, somebody slashed my tires. And her tires look like they'd been sitting in a field rotting for 20 years. Like, they slashed my tires, and took pictures of it and put it on the internet. And everybody was like, that's not what happened. It's like, yes, it is. Even the Michelin man came out and went, you just need to change your tires, bitch. So, getting cards and letters from people I don't even know. There you go. There you go. Glenn Campbell. Yes, indeed. Oh, there he is. I was stretching, hoping he would make it. What's up, my friend? Jack.
Wait for it. Am I in now?
You are here.
Yay! How's it going?
It's not too bad. Much better now. How you doing, my friend?
I'm tired.
I imagine. Everything go okay?
Yeah. I just had to pick up my sister from the airport, and turned into a whole fiasco because of the stupid Canadian wildfires.
Oh yeah.
Got all the flights fucked up all over the country, mostly on the eastern seaboard. And she's trying to fly back from Florida, and it turned into a giant shit show. And she got lucky and got on standby and beat out like 30 other people for a seat. So instead of picking her up at 7:00 or I don't even know, somewhere around there, it turned into like, much, much later.
Sure.
So yeah, the giant fiasco. Otherwise, how's everybody doing? Everything going okay?
So far, yeah. I mean, we touched on guys, we'll get back to the DeSantis Trump thing, but Jack's here. I do want his opinion on the affirmative action thing. Jack, what'd you think?
Oh, that's the right call.
What do you think of all the racist bullshit that's been going on because of it?
Oh my God. People are so fucking dumb. They don't realize they're racist.
I don't think they care. I mean, several of them just admitted that it's racist and been like, well, but we need it.
Yeah.
We got to keep down those
get special treatment.
Yeah, we got to keep down those Asians.
Yeah, why are they shitting on the beautiful Asians? What'd they ever do?
They're 6% of the population. They're a much smaller population than black people are.
Yeah.
They're more of a minority.
And granted, I will be glad to comfort their women.
I know you will. You're a good man in that way.
Oh, me so sad. And I'll be like, don't worry, baby. I got you covered.
And you say, me so horny?
Yeah. I know how to make you feel good.
Now that song's going to be stuck in my head. Me so horny. That's such a stupid fucking song.
Right? Yeah. There were so many people that looked like they were really stupid. You remember that one lady that I sent you the link for?
Oh, yeah. We talked about that dirty bitch.
Wow. Yeah. Saying that black people can't compete in a meritocracy is really insulting.
It's racist as fuck.
Oh, absolutely. But it really goes to the mindset of these people.
It is literally race realism.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, those people can't compete. What? Fuck off.
It's literally, seriously, it's race realism. This is the kind of shit I would expect from that argument. People going, but black people just can't compete. They're not smart enough.
Yeah, sadly, that is quite accurate.
Yeah. Once again, we see the connection between today's far left and, well, the KKK.
Yeah.
It's odd how they match up, considering, the left started them.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
almost like not much has changed.
No, they just hide it better. They've actually made it to where it's okay to argue for racism in public.
Yeah, that's awful, but it's true.
So, go ahead.
Real quick. Thank you, tall person. Time for an episode of Are You Afraid? Today is the anatidaephobia.
Anatidaephobia?
Yeah, ANATIDAE phobia.
I'm gonna go with being scared of skinny bitches with nose jobs on the Young Turks.
Oh, that's oddly specific. But no, it's a fictitious fear that a duck may be watching you. I repeat, it is fictitious. Blink, blink, blink.
That's awesome. That is fucking awesome. I'm gonna start trying to get that in people's heads.
I'm gonna try and make that a real thing. I'm gonna appeal to the DSM-5 people.
Ducks might be watching you. Anyhow, yeah. So we did cover that, Jack. And I'm glad I didn't read the decision yet. I was very busy. The little one was over today, so I didn't get a chance. But I just can't believe how racist these assholes are being. Look, unfortunately, it's not unexpected. I wasn't surprised for the most part. There were just a few where I was like, oh my, you're not even trying. Like the one you just mentioned. Black people, they will never be able to compete in a meritocracy. Racist.
Little bit.
And a lot of bit.
All right. It's just it's sad but predictable.
Very predictable. Very. And I bet my mother is spinning in her grave, Jack, because she was very actually against racism. This was something that was preached to us since I was a little kid. King's dream was drummed into my head before I ever went to school to hear about it. And fuck these racist pieces of shit.
Yeah, it's so dumb. You can't compete because wow.
Yeah.
It's pathetic. Look, we need to value education more in this country. And an education that matters, not a bunch of diversity nonsense. 8 million genders. Get away from that shit. Learn how to read and write, you tards.
Yeah, you want to help black people get into college? Actually teach them. Stop teaching them all this nonsense and go back to the basics.
Good luck with that.
And then I saw a whole bunch of people. I didn't mention this, but I do want to bring it up. A whole bunch of people. The real problem with colleges, you see, is legacy. Legacy's the real problem.
What?
Oh, you haven't seen that argument?
No.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, what we really need to do is get rid of legacy. You do realize that there are legacy black people, right?
Yeah. They make it sound like this is day one of racism or of slavery having ended.
Yeah. For those of you who don't, the legacy thing, the reason that is important to colleges is because people tend to give money to the schools when their kids get in there. It's a fundraising thing. That's why they do it. Oh, anyway. Jack, I want to talk about DeSantis versus Trump. I was just getting into this when you were coming in.
Oh, well, real quick. Thank you, tall person, again. By the way, did you hear about Mayor Adams of New York City and his response to rent increases? Even the Young Turks are calling him out on it. I did see that, and he was being a little bitch.
We'll watch the video. We will. If I can, I think I have it. I think somebody sent it to me. Either way, we'll be able to find it, but we will get to that. I saw these people today, Jack, and I don't know who they supported. I was purposefully trying not to find out who they supported, but they were mad at people who hadn't decided yet. If you're not on Team DeSantis or Team Trump, then you're evil. You're fucking evil. Even when you send it, cool. I'll check it. I'll grab it. And you guys in the Republican Party, you voters out there, hashtag not all of you, but some of you, you've become the Clinton Democrats. You're not supposed to absolutely destroy your candidates in the primary. You're not supposed to make it so that the other person will never be voted for by the other half of your base.
Right? I'm talking to you, Chris Christie.
What you should be, hey, I disagree with it. You can even take pot shots at him and stuff, but the absolute vitriol that's going on out there, the hatred spewed at somebody because they like DeSantis more than Trump or they like Trump more than DeSantis is fucking retarded. How are you going to support this? If you're a Trump supporter, how are you going to support DeSantis if he becomes the nominee when you've spent a fucking year trashing him and everybody who has anything to do with them? And same thing, reverse that. If you're a DeSantis supporter, how are you going to support Trump when you've spent a year bad-mouthing him? Are you trying to lose? All you're doing is giving Democrats ammo. Again, I'm not saying don't have vigorous debate. By all means, please do. It's the hatred. That's the weird shit. I don't get that. I don't understand that much hatred in politics to begin with. But it's become so personal. That's it. It shouldn't be personal. Y'all got to stop taking politics so goddamn personal.
Yeah, politicians are all scumbags, so don't get too invested.
A helping hand says, I'm a rhino, apparently, from both sides. I was called a fence sitter today.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I suggested that what I just said, that I asked this lady, how are you going to defend or sign up for this, the person who does win if they're not the person you've been supporting all this time? And they were evading the question. I said, okay, let me put it to you this way. Maybe these people, they're not fence sitters. They're actually waiting to see which candidate they like better so that in 6 months from now, they don't turn back and look at themselves as hypocrites for being reactionary twats right now. Because there's a lot of reactionary stupidity going on out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you'll see it, man. People just, they're so ingrained. And again, guys, please make arguments for your guy. I'm not sold on either of them right now. If you ask me which one has the better chance of beating Biden, I actually think DeSantis does. I think both of them can beat him. Does that mean DeSantis is a better conservative? No. Actually, quite the opposite. He's more of a establishment kind of guy, which makes him more safe, which makes it easier to vote for him for a lot of people. But if you say that, Jack, there's people, how dare you say that? Well, it's true. I'm just telling you what I see.
How dare you?
How dare you? You fence-sitting bitch. So, I mean, most interesting candidates right now are Vivek and RFK Jr. RFK Jr. has finally started showing his true colors.
Oh, yeah? Is he being mean to women again?
No. He came out today against the affirmative action thing, and he also, in an interview recently, within the last couple of days, said he would sign an assault weapons ban.
Yeah, of course he would.
I'm telling you guys, don't get suckered in by one or two fucking things. All RFK has going for him right now is fighting against Fauci and vaccines being pushed through too quick. And those are good things. I'm with him on those. But he's still a fucking dyed-in-the-wool lefty.
Yeah, I have an interesting article on him that we could go over tomorrow. It was fairly long. I don't think you want to go over it. But he's got a history of some pretty sexist stuff
Does
and
he?
creepy behavior.
And all of it's going to come out, man, because he's gotten too popular.
Yeah.
Chrome, thank you so very much. I don't like DeSantis. That doesn't mean I dislike DeSantis voters or won't settle for DeSantis when it comes down to it. People need to calm down. True. And
yeah, absolutely.
Part of what cost Trump in 2020, we're not going to talk about the other stuff, even though YouTube says we can. But part of what hurt Trump in 2020 was all of these Republicans who were like, I will not vote for him, who showed their actual true lefty colors, but had been supporters of him in 2016. Your people like the pedos over there at the Lincoln Project, the people at the Bulwark, and that worked against him. Did that cost him the election? Probably not, but it wasn't good for it either. So yeah. I struggle to support a dude who is abandoning Florida less than 6 months into his second term. Dangerous, shut up, you're Australian. But it's kind of a thing that happens here. I don't have a problem with it. We've seen it many times from governors. I mean, that's the elections don't line up for a lot of states where you could end your term and then go straight into a presidential term.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually at the halfway mark. So you start your presidential term. Typically, it used to be a year into your next term. But this year, it's so far back. Fuck. Jack, we got a year before the primary's over.
Oh, I know. It's going to be a long year.
Fuck.
It's this messy now. Can you picture it in 6 months, let alone a year?
Yeah, just don't be so hateful to people who support the other guy. That's all I'm asking. And you don't have to. I'm not your dad. I am the internet dad, but I just consider it. Just consider it. Because again, there may come a time where you need to support that guy. And you can disagree with what he said or does, but don't make a hypocrite of yourself. Anyhow. So, Jack, let's find that. Now, the problem with the Eric Adams video is that hearing it is hard to hear what the lady is saying.
She's like, I'm old. That's all she really says.
Evil, you tagged me in it, right? You didn't send it to me to my DMs, right?
I believe he tagged us, yes.
Yeah, I gotta scroll. God damn. I haven't been that active today. Shit.
You say that every time, but you're always.
But I haven't been. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. So Eric Adams, he's at this forum, and this lady stands up to ask him about rent going up. And
I've heard it's too damn high.
It's too damn high. Now, I'm going to warn you, the beginning of this is hard to hear. It's basically what I just told you. She's mad that rent is high. She's talking right now.
They had a 0% rent increase. Why in New York City, where the real estate is controlling you, Mr. Mayor, why are we having these horrible rent increases last year and this year?
Okay. She asks why there's a horrible increase when other places don't have it. And what does she say that the people who rent shit out control him, which is funny. Why have we had a horrible increase this year and last year? And Mayor Adams, being the wonderful gentleman that he is, this is how he responds.
Okay, first, if you're going to ask a question, don't point at me and don't be disrespectful to me. I'm the mayor of this city, and treat me with the respect I deserve to be treated.
Respect my authority.
That's exactly what he said.
It is.
Is like, excuse me, don't put your finger at me. No, you work for us, bitch.
Yep.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, you're the mayor? Oh, big deal. Fuck off. You should do your fucking job then, you asshole.
Don't point at me. Don't point at me. Fuck you.
I'd point at him twice. One finger on each
Oh.
hand.
I'd give him the finger right there.
Yeah.
As soon as he
What
said
dick.
this condescending shit, I'd give him the fucking finger.
Yeah, this guy's an asshole.
I'd tell him, as a voter, you need to give me the respect I deserve, you piece of shit. Anyhow.
I'm speaking to you as an adult. Don't stand in front.
Look at these
you're
idiots
treating
clapping.
Someone that's on the plantation that you own.
I'm sorry, I talked over that just a little bit.
I'm speaking to you as an adult. Don't stand in front like you treated someone that's on the plantation that you own.
Oh, dropping the race card. Oh, look at you. Oh, you're so edgy. I'd tell him, look, boy, shut up.
Do you remember in Roots where Kunta Kinte he's out in the field and the massa wanted him to do something and he didn't want to do it, so the massa pointed at him.
Yeah.
They gave him
was
that
like-
finger. Hey, you better go do it.
You better sign that legislation, Toby.
Hey. That's how we run the plantation. You got the finger. You fucking dumbass.
Yeah, fucking dropping the race card is lazy, especially in this context. Like, she didn't say anything racist. She just pointed at him because she's mad. Well, maybe you shouldn't make people mad, and then you won't get pointed at. You're the fucking mayor, idiot.
How do you
used
go
to it?
How do you go to plantation from that?
Because she's white. That's the only thing I could think of.
Treat me like I'm on the plantation.
She'll whip you.
Do you think that's what plantations were, you piece of shit? You get to sit there in a suit in a air-conditioned room talking?
As one of the highest members of the elected office in the city.
And the massa pointed at you? You dumb son of a bitch. How dare you diminish what slavery was that way? Fucking pieces of shit. Thank you, Keldrick. Is it wrong that I want someone in the audience to crack a whip? No, because it would be funny at that point. All right, back to this condescending shithead.
Give me the respect I deserve and engage in a conversation. Up here in Washington Heights, treat me with the same level of respect I treat you. So don't be pointing at me. Don't be disrespectful to me. Speak with me as an adult because I'm a grown man. I walked into this room as a grown man, and I'm going to walk out of this room as a grown man. I answered your question.
She didn't ask about you being a grown man or about you thinking plantations were people getting pointed at. She asked you about why rent was going up. You didn't answer a fucking thing.
That makes me think that he is in the landlord's pocket.
What a dick. And way to show that you are a grown man by being a condescending twat.
Yeah, and whining about getting pointed at. That's grown-up behavior.
I'm a grown man. I walked into this room a grown man. I'm going to walk out of this room a grown man. You're an idiot. Whatever you are, you're a fucking idiot. But, oh well. I hope people point at him everywhere he goes now. I think that would be absolutely hilarious.
That would be funny.
That would be great. Yeah.
We should get a picture of that lady and superimpose her face over Uncle Sam. So everywhere he goes, you can have her pointing at him.
Yes. Oh, I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy. How dare you? What a bunch of shitbags, man. All right. Is Bubba in the audience? I'm just curious. He might be working. What is this? Oh my God.
This is the internet.
But no, I have a message. I have to report people daily, Jack. And I do report people for this. It's spam shit in my DMs.
Oh, a chance to win $5,000?
No. Here, I'll actually read this one to you. Let's hello, I'm from America. I'm Japanese. Can we chat?
I'm from America. What?
That's what it says. Hello, I'm from America. I'm Japanese. Can we chat?
That's a trap. Probably a Fed.
It's spam. This is how you end up with your account stolen. I get these all the fucking time because my DMs are open.
That's one reason why I don't have mine open.
And that's one of the shorter ones. Usually they have a long story about how they're really not looking for any kind of thing, but they need companionship. And they heard I might be a nice person to talk to. I'm like, from fucking who?
Where'd you hear these lies?
I mean, I am a nice person to talk to, but not to strangers who are trying to rub up on my virtual dick. I'm a married man, for fuck's sake. I'm not interested in. And besides that, Jack, I find sexting and all that really weird. Phone sex, sexting, all that stuff. I can't do it.
When was the last time you slid into someone's DMs and was like, "Want a cyber?"
Yeah, I never. I don't even do that with my wife. It's weird. Look, I know there's people who enjoy it, and I'm not trying to judge you, but to me, it's very weird. It's very uncomfortable. It's not something I engage in. There's plenty of freaks out there. Go find one.
Yeah, there's lots of sites for that sort of thing.
Yeah. And let's be honest, you guys are looking to steal money from people, and I'm broke. So you're
really barking up the wrong tree there.
Really not good at your job. So anyway, I don't even know what else I have tonight. I was just going to be shooting the shit with the audience for the rest of the night.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what I do when I run out of things and I still want to be talking.
Did you talk about the Biden clip?
Which Biden clip?
The interview he did on MSNBC.
Well, there's a couple of clips from that. We talked about the one where he basically threatened the court, where he said that he thinks that the court is coming around. They're understanding that they're making some mistakes.
It would be a shame if something happened to your gavel, if you know what I'm saying.
It was really weird. But there's another one from that, and I don't remember what it was.
It's this one right here.
Oh, you got it?
Oh, yeah.
Load up, bitch. Oh, yeah. At the end of it, that's what it was. Oh, my God, that's loud as fuck. You're going to have to tell me how loud it is because I might have my volume up loud. All right.
The ones that didn't
It's fine.
Okay.
vote for your bills, but run on them.
That's right.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Nicole.
very
I
much. It's
appreciate
great to have
it.
you. It's
Thank
good
you.
to have
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis to everything.
The old man just kind of gets up and wanders away.
I'm out. I already pooped on this chair.
Oh, God. That's our president. How many interviews has this man done over the years? He knows you wait until they go to commercial.
Yeah, he's probably done hundreds of these.
Or he should know, but he just doesn't remember anymore.
No, he Mr. Magoo'd out and wandered off to walk on some scaffolding or something insanely dangerous.
Look at him just kind of wandering. Oh, my fuck. Oh, but this is the lady who sucked up to him through the whole interview.
Oh,
And
yeah.
seriously sucked up to him, Jack. I don't know if you saw the other clip, but she actually mentions the harm that the Supreme Court is doing. That's how the harm. What? All right, I guess. Do you see the clip where he's still mic'd? I'm not sure. They didn't let him leave without his caretaker. Look, there's always somebody very close to this man to catch him when he falls, except for when he's walking up the stairs to Air Force One.
Yeah, when he manages to fall up the stairs.
Hey, I've done that, but I have a reason.
Yeah, you have medical condition. He's just old.
I was looking through his medical reports that have been released on how healthy he is. And his latest one said that he's still doing really good, except his gait has gotten a little stiffer. I'm like, the bitch can barely move. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he doesn't walk so much as shuffle.
Yeah. He probably should be on a scooter. Oh man.
We're
Play the
going
whole thing.
racing.
Play the whole thing of him walking off. We did. You want to see it again? Hang on, we can watch it again. I don't mind watching this retard. We'll go back to where he's getting up out of the chair. We'll share the screen. Make it big. Here you go.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Nicole. I
much. It's
appreciate
great to have
it.
you.
Thank
Great
you.
to have
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis to everything.
There you go.
If there's more to that clip, I haven't seen it.
Even if that came through as a kind of choppy, it doesn't change how he walked. Probably looked the same. God, man, that's our president. That's scary as shit.
I'm amazed we have not been. If this was the Middle Ages, somebody would have started seizing our land.
Oh God, yeah. They're weak. Go get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, Jack, anything else you want to talk about, or are you just shooting the shit? Good for you.
Shooting shit's cool with me. I don't care.
I gonna be playing some 7 Days tonight. Just want to let people know, if you're interested in that game, it's on sale for $6.
Wow.
It's one of the best sales I've ever seen on it. $5.99 is the actual price, plus tax if tax is a thing in your area. And the alpha that came out, Alpha 21, is now in its stable form. So you don't have to play on the experimental branch like we've been doing. They've made some changes that piss me off again. I'm telling you, they don't like me, Jack. The fun pimps don't like me. They have to be watching me and going, oh, he doesn't like that, make it worse. So, Jack, they have what they call a heat map, right?
Uh-huh.
And various activities that you do increase that heat map. And when the heat map gets too high, it attracts zombies. Well, they instituted these. The only way to really get a decent amount of fresh water are dew collectors, which every one of them that you own now is an automatic 10% increase on your heat map. Or they're a base 10%. So if you have 2 of them, it's 20. 3 of them, it's 30.
Yeah.
Nobody can figure out why a dew collector would be in any way attracting zombies.
They like to frolic in the dew.
I guess. Oh, I hate the new water system to begin with, and this just makes it so dumb. Snubber, thank you. Was pointed out Kathleen Kennedy 10 years later has replaced every one of George Lucas's white male protagonists with a brunette woman just like her. Not shocking.
No, not at all. Well, whenever somebody lacks creativity, they base everything off of them and their life.
Oh yeah. And it's not just based off her, it's the idealized version of her. It's kind of like the fat chick who drew the one comic and then suddenly she becomes kind of skinny as a hero.
Yeah, frumpalicious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keldrick. Ancient eldritch entities require the essence of youth to survive. Biden hasn't been getting his allotted amount of child souls. Yeah, I mean, he is a hair vampire, so he has to sniff up the hair and then capture its essence.
The Star Wars Mary Sueverse. Yeah. I saw somebody the other day try to argue that Rey was not a Mary Sue.
You can't make that argument, especially by the third film. They tried to fix it and it didn't work.
See, she had to overcome so much because she was a poor girl and she fought Kylo Ren. She shouldn't have been able to do that. She should have died immediately.
Yeah, she had no lightsaber training or knowledge of how to fly the Millennium Falcon.
When Luke first picked up a lightsaber, he kept getting shot in the ass by a little droid.
Yeah. A little training droid was beating the shit out of him.
Kathleen Kennedy looks like Caitlyn Jenner's ugly sister. She's not aging well. She's really not.
No, she's not. It's all that evil.
But she's rich and she gets to fuck up things we love. Jack, what are you hearing about the new indie movie?
I've heard really bad things, man.
I heard it was really great. In fact, Rolling Stone said it was an exciting blast of a movie or some stupid shit. I watched this little 30-second ad for it on Twitter today. It's like, be the first to see Indiana Jones in your area. I'm like, I could probably wait 2 weeks and still do that.
Probably wait 2 weeks to watch it on HBO Max.
They're trying to sell it as look how great. Seriously, the reason I don't want to see this is the very first trailer, especially the part where he's reared up on the horse and the CGI face is not centered on his head.
Yeah, they did seem to have fixed a lot of the CGI, but the storyline looks worse after the first trailer. Like,
Well,
oh, here comes this snarky young girl who's going to be better than everybody because she's got girl power.
why can't they ever have a girl who gets her ass whipped?
I don't know.
Why can't they ever have, in a non-superhero movie, and even some of the superhero movies, a chick who's not superpowered, who runs up and tries to take on a 300-pound buff motherfucker, and he just lays her the fuck out like it would happen if it was a guy that size?
Yeah.
I know, because girl power, she outmaneuvered him. Okay, there is a point, Jack, where speed will beat strength.
Oh, yeah.
For boxing fans, we saw it when Roy Jones Jr. beat James Toney. James Toney, big, powerful puncher. Roy Jones, really fast. But they were the same weight class, Jack.
Yeah. Well, combat reflexes and knowledge goes a long way too, like knowing where to strike. Some dude throwing wild right hooks all over the place might get his ass kicked by a trained woman, but realistically, he lands one punch and she's down.
Well,
but we don't get to see struggle anymore. Everybody's just the bestest ever.
oh, excuse me 1 second. Because of the video the other day of that Asian chick slapping the shit out of her boyfriend.
Yeah.
The video of that one girl who was trying to embarrass that guy and she slaps him really hard and he stands up and knocks the shit out of her was going around again. These two are built about the same. I doubt either of them has combat training, but it's male versus female, and 99% of the time it's going to happen just like that. And then she runs and tries to jump on his back and he just kind of throws her the fuck off of him. That's how it really go in most situations.
Yeah.
And for the record, that's how it goes when a male character goes up against a bigger male character than them. Even if they win the fight, they get the shit kicked out of them for most of the fight.
Yeah.
Think about Die Hard. When Bruce Willis finally has to fight Carl, Carl's much fucking bigger than him and beats the holy hell out of him. He only wins because he puts the chain around his neck and slides him and kills him that way. Doesn't even kill him, actually, but gets him off him that way. When it comes to male characters, you don't have some tiny guy just absolutely destroy a 300-pound moose of a man. But for some reason, when it's a woman, we have to do it that way. You can't even do it where, yeah, they do find something in their surrounding that helps them. Like, nope. She's going to cold cock that motherfucker and knock him right the fuck out. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure.
The original Raiders, Indy fighting the Nazi plane mechanic. Yeah, it's a good one. He was getting the shit kicked out of him that whole time.
Yeah, and he threw her around like a rag doll when Marion tried to join in there.
Yeah, and
that's why she got in the cockpit.
Yeah, the only thing that saved Indy was that propeller.
Yeah.
Because he was getting his ass kicked by the much bigger, stronger man. And this doesn't do a service. This doesn't help women. It doesn't help women to put this idea in their head that they can compete with men when it comes to combat. I'm going to go kick that big guy's ass. You're going to die.
Unfortunately, men don't tend to hit women. So they get that idea in their head, and then they start slapping on some guy, and he won't fight back because he knows he'll get in trouble.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But at some point, that shit's gonna break down.
There's even movies where the guy he should just win the fight easily, and they still have him get beat up a little bit just to make the fight better.
Yeah, it was having a big dude beat on a little dude has been a thing in movies. It's like the black and white era, because there's always some big thug guy that beats on the hero. And it's not a cliche, it's just reality.
Well, and my point being, even not just the big guy. You've seen Commando, right?
Oh yeah.
At the end of Commando, the guy that Arnold Schwarzenegger fight, that should have been one punch and over.
Yeah,
because the dude's flabby and out of shape.
Yeah.
And Arnold is fucking Arnold at the height of his steroids. I'm sorry, vitamins. And yeah, I mean, sure, in that instance, it makes perfect sense that the fat bad guy is going to look at the end of John Wick. And look, John Wick is beat up, but still, he's fighting like a 90-year-old man. And they still, we got to give some tension to this. Not when it's women, man. They'll just kick the shit out of anybody that they fight. It doesn't help your story.
No, it's not fun that way.
It's not. My favorite training fight or favorite movie fight I saw was the training scene in Kingdom of Heaven. I've never seen it.
Oh, that's not a bad movie, actually.
Making men weak to make women strong doesn't make her look strong. No. I've mentioned many times I'm a fan of Critical Drinker, and he mentions this many times. Like he'll say, and here the stunt man is being very accommodating to the heroine beating his ass. Like, it's so nice they have these accommodating stunt men, because that's what it is.
My favorite was, there was some low budget movie from like the late 80s I saw where the stunt people were doing the fight scene. And you could clearly tell that there was a man wearing a wig instead of a woman. It was bad. I don't remember what that was. Might have been Shotgun. That's one of my favorite movies.
They do that as a joke in I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. When the mom does a backflip, and when she does it, it's actually clearly a white man with a mustache.
Nice.
But yeah, they're mocking that kind of shit.
Might have been Ice Pirates. Yeah.
Oh, could have been, yeah.
I might be thinking of Ice Pirates. It's pretty late. I've been up for a long time. Could have been Samurai Cop, too. That was a classic.
Frost said we're talking about Mary Sue's kind of. I'm just talking about storytelling in general, but in this case, yeah, it's mostly focused on how they're trying to make women more powerful than they are. You can have a character who is smaller and still wins the fights, but they do it. I mean, Batman is a good example of this, where he uses things around him or tools that he has with him to help win. It's not always just I'm bigger and stronger, I beat you up.
Yeah, Batman gets his ass kicked by Killer Croc all the time.
Yeah. But when what's her name? The chick from Twilight. What's her name?
Kristen Stewart.
Kristen Stewart, yeah, that plank of wood. She's in the newest Charlie's Angels movie. She weighs like 75 pounds.
Yeah, she's not a real big woman.
That's if you put a 50-pound weight on her.
Well, she's kind of fat in the ass, but
there's a scene where she beats up 3 big ass men.
Yeah,
just with fighting.
No.
They would have thrown her down and made her their bitch. They would have thrown her out the goddamn window. They ain't always beats the shit out of Batman, so Batman has to be smarter. Exactly.
Yeah.
And do that with female characters.
They could, but it would require some work, and the feminist whine. Because like Batman the Animated Series was actually really good for showing that Batman's vulnerable, because he gets his ass kicked quite a lot in that show.
Look at the end of Terminator. Linda Hamilton doesn't go up and just beat the shit out of Arnold. She fucking smashes him in a metal press.
Yeah.
because she outsmarted him, because otherwise she was going to die.
Yeah.
And that made her a more compelling character. They're actually doing a disservice to women by doing this. Oh, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. Resident Evil movies are the definition of Mary Sue movies. I've never watched any of them.
They get kind of superhero-y around the second one. But the first one, I don't know if I'd call her a Mary Sue, or because if you see it just as a superhero zombie movie, it's a much different take on it. She's just like virtually unbeatable because she's such a highly trained martial artist. Those don't really have a lot of plot to begin with, so.
And that kind of those kind of characters, you got to have some kind of drama to the fight, or it doesn't matter. If everybody knows, look, we all know the hero's going to win, right? But there's got to be some. Rocky's got to get his ass kicked for 14 rounds before he wins in the 15th. She's augmented, and if you want to make them superheroes or bionic or something, okay, at least that makes some sense. But in most cases, that's not what they do. It's just a little woman beating up on a man, and yeah, that's absolutely. You should believe that. I can't suspend disbelief that much.
Yeah, there's limits. I don't know. Some movies are easier to suspend than others.
There's just certain things that take me out of movies. And if it gets, I love Commando, but the end of that movie just takes me right out of it.
That movie's so ludicrous.
That movie's great because it's ludicrous.
Yeah, I've seen better ludicrous films. Like Shotgun with Ian Shotgun Jones.
There were a lot of those kind of movies back in the 80s where it's like, this makes no goddamn sense, but stuff is blowing up and I love it.
Yeah, that's very true.
So many of them that like would have started the next World War and shit.
Right, like Rambo 3.
Like Rambo, yeah. And they're like, no, this is perfectly acceptable. And, they were better movies because they were fun. And I miss fun movies. And yes, you guys are going to hear me make this same speech many fucking times. But maybe right now, the movie industry will pay attention to this. Maybe they'll pay attention to something like Top Gun, where they use practical effects for 99% of that thing. When you saw those guys flying planes, they were literally flying those planes. They taught the actors how to fly jets so that they could get footage of them actually flying the jets. And they have a story that's not fucking retarded. It's not over the top bullshit about, oh yeah, the heroine did it. No. The final heroes are still Maverick and Goose's kid. Maybe they'll look at that and go, we don't have to spend as much money on this CGI garbage we're putting out. We can spend a little bit less. We'll spend $50 million and make $100 million back and call it a good day. You know what I mean? We'll greenlight. We can take all of the money that we put. Let's see, Indiana Jones was what, 300 million?
Yeah, something like that.
250 million, something like that. 250 million. You could make 5 $50 million movies. And at least one of them is probably going to be good. And
well, your odds would improve for sure.
For sure. And if you have that strict budget, they're going to have to get creative and not just go, but we need CGI for this. We need to make Harrison Ford look like he's 30 again.
Even though he moves like a geriatric man.
He walks like Biden, but he looks like young Harrison Ford. So yeah, we need these guys to understand what good movies are and how to make them. And that's the problem. But hey, some of their stuff occasionally makes $1 billion, Jack. Don't pay attention to the price tag. Because they'll tell, it was $200 million. Yeah, how much did you spend on advertising? Well, probably another 200 million. Oh, okay. So that's 400 million. How much did the cinemas get? They get half. Really?
Oh, they don't get half. They get like 10%.
All right, let's say 10% of $1 billion. It's $100 million.
Yeah, I could live with that.
So now their $200 million budget is up to $500 million. Sure, yeah, they doubled their money. But in order to do so, they had to spend $500 million.
Right? There's been a lot of really good low budget films. It's not that difficult. It just has to have a good script.
They're not getting pushed, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you know Disney has a new movie out?
Yeah, I saw something about that when I was at McDonald's earlier on my way home. It's called like Elemental or something like that.
Yeah, real quick. Sam says Golden Child is my favorite late 80s, early 90s movie. I can't remember when it came out. It was mid 80s. I love Golden Child. It's another one with a ridiculous premise, but it's a fun movie. Yeah, my son told me, he goes, yeah, Disney's having a problem with their new movie. I'm like, wait, Disney has a new movie out? He goes, yeah, that's the problem they're having. Nobody knows it's out.
Because nobody cares.
How bad do you have to be at your job that nobody even knows you did it?
Look at how many of the movies they're releasing are just garbage, and how many of them are Disney. Because most of their last like group of movies has been complete and total dog shit.
Yeah, their only real successes lately had been the live action ones, and they killed that with The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
So yeah. Elemental looks like the most generic, boring movie ever. It has the non-binary character. Does it really?
Yep.
Nice. I knew they were working on another one. I couldn't even tell you the name of it. Again, I will forget the name of this one, and by the time we're done here. But guys, it's so simple to make a kids movie. You have a heroine or a hero that's in some kind of danger, who fights and overcomes it with the help of friends. Get the gay shit out of there, because it doesn't need to be in there. These are for kids. And voila. Now you get to sell merchandise. It's really not that hard. How do they check? We talked about this with like Bud Light. How do these people who make these products not understand their audiences?
Because they let the marketing team and executives make these decisions, and they're a bunch of fucking retards, apparently.
No business can stay in business this way.
No.
You can't be out there and be like, okay, well, Rogue Thought says they know. I mean, kind of. Because like take Bud Light, for example. She's like, we need to get away from the frat boys. So she understands what her target audience should be.
Yep.
But she thinks it's a bad thing to have them as an audience. What? They're the ones buying your shit, dummy.
Yeah. You want to expand your audience, not get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's stupid. But the wokies, they don't buy into that. They think they can force you into buying their stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if before too long they're like, you have to drink a Bud Light or you're going to jail because that's LGBT plusy.
Yeah, bigot.
And hashtag not necessarily Bud Light, but you guys have to take this gay stuff. No, I don't. Yeah. Did you see the Academy Awards new inclusion standards? If you haven't, you should. Yeah, I did. It makes the Bechdel, how you say that word? The Bechdel test look tame. It's like basically half of it has to be black or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have high amount of diversity and
yep.
Have to have women leads. Boring. Yeah, The Flash took a big old shit, Stevie, because the second week its drop off was like 75%. It is tanking. And apparently they're moving up the streaming schedule for it so they could just throw it on HBO Max.
I'm not shocked by that. Although I am a little shocked by that because it's not like going to be a draw for people. People have already seen it, so they know it's crap. You know, we were talking about Batwoman or Batgirl, whatever it was. And like they could have released that one because nobody knew, and at least they might have that bringing people in like, oh, I'm curious what this is. And maybe you get a bump for a week. People have already seen The Flash and talked about the fact that it sucks royal ass. How are you going to market that?
Well, that's part of the problem is that Batgirl had to come out after The Flash because Michael Keaton's in it. So you can't have Michael Keaton in it without having introduced him in The Flash, right? As being the current Batman.
Well, you could have.
Yeah, but it probably would have made just as much sense, but
I mean, Marvel did that. They introduced one of their characters before they meant to because of COVID. The one played by that annoying chick from Seinfeld. But that was a much smaller character. Because she got introduced, she was supposed to be introduced at the end of WandaVision, or she was supposed to be introduced at the end of the Elementals, one of those, or the Externals. Yeah, the Eternals. I told you I will never give a fuck about that.
you're not missing anything, dude.
I'm gonna forever fuck that up.
Yeah, well, in this particular case, Batgirl's being mentored by Batman, so it wouldn't have made any sense. So I think it's a good thing they shelved that movie, but at the same time, I kind of want to see it now because I love bad movies.
Sure.
Except Batman and Robin, nipples on the bat uniform. That movie was fucking atrocious. That was a crime against humanity.
Holy shit. The Flash has only made 93 million domestic.
That's a lot more than I thought it would make, honestly.
And it's dropped into the 4th slot.
Yep, because the movie's terrible. Michael Keaton's great, but he can't save that movie.
That is atrocious. Holy shit. Yeah, it's down to making $1.5 million a day.
Ooh. It's going to be a long time before they recoup that. Allegedly, they're 400 million in on that. So,
yeah, what they should do is just keep it open until 2026. Maybe they'll make back their money. Oh, goddamn. That's horrible. That's worse than I thought. I know you said better than you thought, but that's worse than I thought. I thought they'd at least hit 100 by now.
I figured it was going to take a big shit because Ezra's a disaster on his rampaging sprees. And then it's a nonsensical plot. It's got bad reviews and the CGI is dog shit.
Is there any other big movies coming out right now?
Don't think so. I saw the first 2 episodes of Secret Invasion.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my God. I haven't been that bored in a long time. So fucking boring. I was like, oh, my God, do something. They do a lot of talking and walking around. They just kind of shuffle around and say some dialogue that really doesn't matter. And then they like do something that's kind of interesting, like kind of important to moving the plot along. But like I have seen foreign films that were more entertaining than this because they had more action and it was like good action. This is like, oh, look at old man Samuel Jackson, who looks like a scruffy homeless person running around, kind of, because he's pretty old and clearly has back problems. God, this show sucks. It's so fucking boring. And Emilia Clarke's hairdo offends me on so many levels. Her forehead looks more Cro-Magnon with that hairdo. It looks like a helmet. Like, I would swear she's wearing a weave. But because it's like crimped or something. And it's more like an 80s like helmet hair, like a samurai helmet. And it just doesn't work on her at all.
Black Hebrew Israelite, thank you so much. Disney is making a live action Moana. It's only been 7 years. I'm surprised they haven't greenlit Frozen yet. My thought on that is they're probably not done with the cartoon yet. Aren't they making a Frozen 3 right now?
I don't know.
So you make the Frozen 3 and then you do a live action. Moana, there's nowhere really to go with a second Moana. I mean, I guess you could come up with some fake thing that you got to go fight this, but with the ocean's help and Maui having his hook back, they can solve any problem. They don't need that bitch at all. So, yeah, it just makes more sense. What doesn't make sense is, didn't the frog and the princess and the frog come out first?
I think so.
I guess they don't want to make that black movie. You got black hair. Instead of making the Little Mermaid black, why not make the Princess and the Frog?
I guess.
Am I wrong? I mean, if you're
No.
going for, hey, we need black characters, makes Frozen 3 is out in 2025 or 2026. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they were making one. So then, yeah, they'll do a Frozen live action after that.
Ugh. Spittle Buggy pointed out Dune Part 2 is coming out.
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was really good. I liked it quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing
still have
Part
not
2.
watched it.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I've still not watched it, so.
I was really impressed with it. I expected it to be really fucking dumb.
Let's see. The Blackening is out, which I kind of want to see. Elemental came out on the 16th. I'm looking at what's coming out. Let's see. Okay. Indiana Jones comes out on the 30th. Ruby Gilman, Teenage Kraken. Okay. You know what? The Flash might actually make its $100 million because there's not much else out there.
That's got to make a lot more than that, though.
Oh, sure it does. Sure it does. Asteroid City. What the fuck is Asteroid City?
Oh, that's the new Wes Anderson film about these people in this tiny little town see like something they're not supposed to, like an alien ship or something. And they're trying to keep it quiet by quarantining the city. It looks really weird and silly.
Let's see. July brings us Insidious, The Red Door. It doesn't have a rating yet. Joyride, which looks dumb as fuck. The new Mission Impossible. Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's a 2-parter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
That would actually look good. I was intrigued by the trailer.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those movies, but they always do well, so it'll probably do well. The Barbie movies at the end of the end of July 21st. Oppenheimer's on July 21st.
I want to see that.
They cloned Tyrone.
The title's good.
It stars Jamie Foxx and Teyonah Parris, I guess. That's a Netflix release.
Nope, not interested. I hate Jamie Foxx. I think he's a terrible actor. He's not funny.
How is the summer movie release schedule so shit?
I don't know. There's no real good action movies. Oppenheimer does look really good though, and Dune.
Yeah,
those are probably the only two I'd actually go see in a movie theater. Who was it? Was it Frosted? Was that you that made the comment that because there's that in Malibu, somebody painted a house to look like the Barbie dream house, and they said that's a perfect opportunity for Oppenheimer because that's
nice.
When they dropped the bomb and you see that famous footage of that house being destroyed. Like, yeah, I thought that was funny.
What?
Oh, was it you? I don't know who said it, but it was funny as shit. I assumed it was you, Frosted. So might have been Terry. I don't know. Somebody on my timeline said it.
They made a Gran Turismo movie.
Yeah, that's based on a true story. It's about a kid that entered a contest to actually drive a race car, and they took like the top 20 winners of Gran Turismo and tried to teach them to be NASCAR type drivers. Gotcha. And only one of them actually was capable of it.
Okay, that makes sense because I'm like that game isn't deep enough for a fucking movie.
That's what I said too. I was like, this is gonna be fucking dumb, and then I was like, oh, okay, this makes more sense. But it still isn't anything I'm gonna go watch. I don't care about race cars. Oh, turn left.
I mean, August looks like your best bet for action movies. You got the Meg 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know who directed this one, but Seth Rogen is in it.
Yeah, no.
You have Blue Beetle coming out.
No.
The Hill. I don't even want to know. Yeah, these are really shit movies coming out. They made My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
Yeah. Yeah. The first one was an okay chick flick, but
Yeah.
beyond that, like, it doesn't need sequels.
And Expendable 4 is coming out in August or September. Oh, so is the Paw Patrol movie. I like Paw Patrol.
That's because you have grandkids. It's not weird then.
Look, there's certain things when the kids are like, hey, let's watch this. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Okay. I still let them pick what we watch because fuck it. But then there's other ones like, oh, this one isn't bad. You know what I really, really like is Bluey. Do you know what Bluey is?
No, is that code for blowjobs in Australia?
No. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to ask our Australian friends.
Is that like a little blue dog or something?
Yes, and it's
Yeah,
basically Australian Peppa Pig.
Okay, yeah, I have heard of this. I've seen the dog before, and I always expected Rory to make a video of his lion eating Bluey.
Oh yeah,
because I think
didn't know
Bluey's an Australian Shepherd.
I didn't know what the hell a Bluey was until my grandkids started talking about it, and then we watched it one day. I'm like, all right, it's like a knockoff Peppa Pig, but it's really grown on me. The kid dogs in that are just horrible people, or dogs. They're just absolutely horrible. They treat their dad like shit. They beat on him, and yeah, it's
this a kid show?
It's a kid show.
Wow.
It's a kid show teaching you that girls should beat on old men. Because Bluey's a girl. I didn't realize that.
Oh.
Yeah. Bluey and her little sister Bingo. That's what it is. So if you guys have kids, watch some Bluey. It'd be nice to remember when people got mad because their kids were talking like Peppa. I want to see them come out talking like Bluey, everybody having a little Australian accent. I think it'd be great. And by the way, I think that show needs a lot more cunt in it. It's an Australian show, and they don't say cunt once.
Oh, some Australians should redub it with actual Australian language.
Oh God, that would be wonderful. Hey, Australians in our audience, there's an idea for you. You got the accents. Hey, Outlaw, you around? And make Bluey, but do it for real. Still use their script, just change it to how Australians would really talk.
Yeah, you could just change the dialogue to have a lot more swearing and drinking involved.
Yeah.
So, have you come around to loving Arthur yet?
No, I can't watch Arthur.
He's fucking irritating.
Arthur isn't interesting.
No, he looks like a little douche. He's like what is he, an aardvark?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's like an aardvark Urkel. Who was the annoying kid? Calliope or some shit?
Yeah, I don't watch that shit. I couldn't tell you.
Kahlua. I don't know. This is a little bald kid running around being an obnoxious twat. I'm like, I'm leaving. If I'm ever at my friend's house and that shit comes on, I'm out. I don't want to watch your weird homeschool cartoons. They're going to talk about like how to save money or some weird stuff. He's going to have a little moral lesson.
Don't forget Crowder's in Arthur. Oh yeah, he wasn't he? He did voicing for it, or voice acting for it.
That's weird. Okay.
All right, guys, we're down to talking about Arthur, so I'm gonna go play a video game.
It's Grimace's birthday.
Fuck Grimace.
No, Grimace is awesome. You shut your whore mouth.
No, the Hamburglar's awesome. Grimace is a weird chunk of something.
He's a monster.
He's boring, and he hangs out with a clown, which, yeah, you can't trust that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I like the Fry Guys. I didn't like when they brought in the Nuggets though.
Yeah, it got silly.
They're a little annoying.
They were trying to go for like a California raisin kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, trying to capture that momentum. And it didn't really work. Although it did have some of the action figures they made. They made these little nugget toys. They had like accessories you could put on, like cowboy hat and stuff like that. It was stupid.
Oh yeah.
I had a couple of those. I don't remember why, but they were in my car, on my first car. And I'd put them on the like on the passenger seat and stuff like that, so I could say I was in the carpool lane.
Darth says Mayor McCheese. I wasn't a fan of Mayor McCheese, but his amusement thing in the Playlands was always my favorite. You'd climb in the middle, and then you'd be in his face, basically. And they had the bars there, and everybody would pretend you were in prison.
Yeah.
And then you climb out the side, and your mom would be like, "That's not how you get out of there." Like, shut up, Mom. I'm all right.
When you were a kid, did you have any of the big statues that you could press the button and they'd talk?
No.
They had one at our local McDonald's, and it was Big Mac, and it was like a life-size statue of Big Mac on this little pedestal, and there's this gold button at the base of his feet. You press that button, and he'd say little quotes from the commercials and stuff.
Really?
It was super cool, and some college kids stole it, of course.
Aw.
But I loved that thing as a kid. I was always walking up there and hitting the button.
No, we never had that. Just your average Playlands.
So we never had the actual Playland.
Really?
But we had that. So
we even had, depending on where you went, we had some indoor and some outdoor.
Yeah, I got to play on an outdoor one a couple times, but we didn't have any locally, so we never got to experience that. And those things were always fucking gross, filthy.
As a kid, I didn't pay attention to that. I just climbed in there and had fun.
Where was it? One place, it wasn't McDonald's, had a ball pit. It wasn't Chuck E. Cheese either. It was some fast food place. And that was horrifically gross looking back on it.
We never had a ball pit. There were a couple of play areas around that had ball pits. But yeah, ball pits are nasty. Kids pee in those all the time.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure there's like 2 inches of urine. Yeah, Darth, it might have been Burger King, because it would have been around the time they still had the Burger King character, not the creepy king.
Oh yeah,
the actual guy in a king costume.
Ball pits really should have a drain underneath them, and once a day be sprayed out with scalding hot water.
Yeah, it'll help root the kids and rats out too.
Yeah, and if there's an annoying kid, maybe you don't tell them you're about to do it.
Yeah, they'll learn their lesson.
Creepy King is funny in my opinion. Oh God, no.
I go back
Pedo
and forth.
King.
Yeah, he's very rapey. I don't know. At first, I thought it was kind of funny, and then it got weird real fast. Although I did like the video game Sneak King. I liked all three of those Pocket Racers. I loved those fucking games. I was terrible at them, but they were fun.
And that's fair enough. But the king himself, from the beginning, I mean, that's just creepy. I don't like creepy masks or anything like that, and that's what it looked like.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So yeah, my brother lost his shoes several times in ball pits. Your mom should have tied him on better.
How do you lose your shoe in there?
Get him some Velcro. Did you guys have mud at the bottom of your ball pit? That's the only time I've lost my shoe like that. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you for hanging out with us, even when we get into talking about just random shit. Again, these are always my favorite because I just get a riff and see where we end up, and that's a lot of fun. He was 3.
And we end up on Caillou and Arthur. Oh, he was 3. That makes more sense.
Just staple them on.
Duct tape them.
You get a nice 1.5 inch staple, it'll stay on. Don't do that to your kids. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. And once again, thank you so much for those kind words. That was from before the stream from Gilbert. That was very, very kind of you to say. Everybody. Oh, sorry, Jack. Anything you want to show? I almost forgot you.
I'll drop a link to some random awful movie that's one of my favorites called Rollerblade, so you can all enjoy that. But thank you so much for the donations, and thanks for coming out. And sorry I was late, because I hate missing the show.
No, I hate when you're not here because it's always, like I said, it's always more fun when you're here.
Yeah, this is like the highlight of my day anymore. So
I am going to be over on Twitter. No, YouTube. Here. I'm going to be here.
yeah,
Jack, but on a different channel, on Ranting Monkey Games. We are getting back into 7 days tonight. It's gone stable. Yeah, we'll see.
whatever that means.
But the experimental's over. It's into Alpha 21 stable, and they made some changes from last time we played. We'll see how we deal with them. And we might actually start our new series after tonight. Because Jack, I said once it goes stable, we'll start a new one so we have everything updated and there shouldn't be any issues.
Oh yeah.
But I would like to get at least one more night in on the one that I'm building right now. So we'll play tonight, and then tomorrow we'll do it. Monkey, you need a Discord so we can all chat after the show. It's just a pain in the ass to keep up with. And people always talk and cause problems and
Doxing and
yeah, maybe
people getting in fights. And
I've thought of it before many times about getting one back, but it would have to be like very, very. You guys are chill anyway, so it's not like I'm worried about you. But like earlier tonight, we had that asshole just pops in. You know what I mean?
yeah, well, you have a lot of like weird losers with too much free time that want to try and challenge you to stupid shit like Drunky Boy.
Oh yeah.
They'd come in and cause problems.
So it's not out of the realm that it might happen one day, but for right now, it's not in the cards. We'll see. Mostly I want it for the game channel, Jack. People who watch games really like Discord channels.
Huh.
Which is cool. Beautifully Berserk says, "Hey, I'm a weird loser." Not the kind we're talking about.
Yeah, no. There's weird losers that are fun weird losers, like me, because I'm pretty awesome. But then there's like people with too much free time on their hands that just don't know how to read like a paper or a news article, and they're borderline retarded.
Yeah, borderline retarded is being kind of nice to them. Anyway, guys, I'll be on YouTube on Ranting Monkey Games. The link is in the description on both YouTube and Rumble, so check it out. Jack, thanks for being here.
Oh, I'm always glad to be here.
Everyone, have a wonderful day. We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye, everybody.
I'm not going to sing dirty songs tonight because I sang them on Satsu's channel. If you didn't watch it, you're going to get a pustule in your butt.
Ew.